and welcome to my tennis coaching. I'm Steve Whelan, and this is our brand new series, Play Like a Pro. In today's video, we're going to teach you how to serve like Dominic Thiem. The key to a great serve is two things: the player's ability to generate force via momentum, and the player's ability to generate racket head speed via rotation. In this video, we're going to break down the serve into three main areas: preparation, hitting, and recovery. In those three main areas, we'll break it down further into body and racket. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, leave a like, a comment down below. So let's get going and look at Dominic's serve. Let's look at the racket work. You may notice that Dominic has a continental grip. His racket and ball start pointing down the court. His front foot is slightly towards the net, and the back foot parallel with the baseline. The heel of the front foot is in line perfectly with the toes of the back foot. Now notice how both arms come down together. The ball tossing arm goes up earlier than the racket arm. Knees start to bend with the weight moving onto the back leg. The weight will then transfer onto the front foot. Dominic now takes up what we call a classic pre-throw or trophy position. Notice how the racket arm bends into a stable 90-degree position, elbow to trunk and elbow to hand. There's a good shoulder tilt between the front shoulder, the back shoulder, and the elbow. The non-dominant arm remains straight, pointing upwards. Head and eyes are focused on the target area. Perfectly balanced with his head in line with the feet. Now Dominic is in this perfect pre-throw position. He's ready to push into the ball. As we enter the hitting phase of the sequence, let's look at the racket work. Notice how the racket drops, creating a loop action. It's more of a throwing action or pitching action towards the ball. Top players throw the racket towards the ball. They don't push it. And this is the big difference between the top player and the club player. Most club players will slow the racket down. A top player will actually speed the racket up. Top players want to generate racket head speed. They can only achieve this by starting slow and gradually speeding the racket up. Club players go the opposite way. Club players will start quick and end up slow. Also notice the path of the racket. The racket will take a low to high and back to front swing path. The racket will actually travel upwards towards the ball. Think about most club players' serves. Most club players will push the racket towards the net and pull the ball down. Notice how Dominic's going upwards in this position. Now we have the contact point. Dominic wants to try and make contact at 12 o'clock and in front of the baseline. This will ensure he's able to rotate into the ball and generate the maximum amount of racket head speed. Now let's bring it back a little bit. Let's look at the body work in the hitting phase. The trunk stays sideways onto the net when the racket drops. Most players rotate early in this phase. Most club players will turn towards the net before they actually go into the hitting phase. This will then reduce the rotation. The top players will turn away from the court. By turning away, you're making the swing path bigger. The bigger the swing path, the more rotation they can generate. As Dominic drives up with his legs, he's now creating that ground reaction force. He's creating that momentum and force which he pushes into the ball. This again in turn will generate more racket head speed. As he drives off, both feet will leave the ground. A lot of club players think the pro players jump into the ball. They don't jump, they push. By pushing against the ground, they generate the force which springs them into action. As he pushes up with his legs, he will now start to rotate his trunk and shoulders towards the ball. You may also notice his shoulders start to tilt over each other. The back shoulder will rotate over his front shoulder, very much in a cartwheel effect. Again, this is all about the momentum going upwards towards the ball. You may also notice his eyes are completely focused on the contact point and the ball. A lot of club players drop their head far too early, which then results in the ball going into the net. Top players go up and out. As he pushes up and out, the momentum and the rotation will make his body face the net. You may also notice in this picture how he lands on his front foot in a dynamic balance position. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, leave me a comment down below in terms of what player and what shot you'd like to see me analyze. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. If you'd like your shot analyzed, head over to mytenniscoaching.com. I'll be happy to help you out. Until next time, I'm Steve Whelan, My Tennis Coaching, and I'll see you soon.